beloved children, understand, then, once and for all, that love must be the only foundation upon which the weight of your entire future shall rest. Works inspired in this way, grounded in love for our neighbor, must carry within themselves the gentle fragrance of the feeling that gave them life. The absolute love of the Father reaches each one of us through the soul of the Messiah, because the Father is the Creator. That is why He calls us, my beloved children, and, respecting our freedom, He says, understand, that is, reason, analyze, and assimilate what He is about to tell us in the divine words. Therefore, once and for all, love must be the only foundation upon which the weight of your entire future shall rest. The words once and for all tell us that He has been repeating this message many times over a long period. Many messengers have been sent to teach us what the Father's love is. Yet our freedom will never be forced, despite the hardness of our hearts. This knowledge is related to our desire to become better and to evolve in order to obtain tangible spiritual benefits. The only truth that can provide us with certainty, security, and firmness, guiding us toward higher spiritual levels and through life without suffering from our mistakes, is the one true guidance of love. Therefore, we must understand, once and for all. In the video Creation 02, we were already warned, only through love shall humanity be saved. And if we did not pay attention to that divine word, it is now repeated, once and for all, so that we may stop searching in human sources for truth instead of allowing it to spring forth from our own soul. When it is affirmed that love must be the only foundation, we are reminded that no human formula developed through our reasoning, no matter how good we believe it to be, nor any form of religious worship based merely on tradition, can unite us with God. Traditions often cause us to repeat the same unchanging ceremonies year after year, century after century, even lifetime after lifetime, hindering our evolutionary process towards spiritual perfection. Once and for all, this can no longer be the foundation for rising toward God. The faith we must develop is the faith of loving from our soul. It means directing ourselves toward the infinite love of God from within, placing it above everything that governs our spiritual attention. When He says upon itself, it means that loving must be a conscious yes that arises from within my being, a willingness to unite with His exalted presence in my soul, expressing, "We love you, Father," and living in fraternal unity with all the Messiah beings who guide the evolutionary path of our planet Earth. The deepest meaning of this divine word, delivered by the Messiah as the law of love, the religion of love, is revealed in the phrase, "the weight of your entire future." He is awakening our divine consciousness. From the love we are capable of developing, loving the Father in our daily tasks, in our family, friendships, and work, the weight of our spiritual values is formed. These values shape our entire spiritual future, giving us the impulse to climb steps of wisdom towards spiritual perfection. It is the formation of faith in the eternal future of our soul, until reaching the summit of truth in God. If we do not learn how to develop the feeling of love toward God, we become stagnant. We will not be able to receive His law, His love, His truth, or His attributes. As was said in the video Love 01, the reason for our incarnations is to love one another. If this lifetime is not enough to learn to understand and love within our families, we will return again until we learn to love, because free will is always respected. That is why it was said in Messiah 01, "Whoever wishes to follow." When it says, Works inspired by love for our neighbor must carry within themselves the gentle fragrance of the feeling that gave them life. It means that every act of help must arise as inspiration from the Father's love for His children. Humility is the light that allows us to feel that we are instruments of the Father, rather than believing we ourselves are the ones performing charity. The greatest inspiration of love for our neighbor begins in the family, when a mother carries a child in her womb. Her maternal sanctuary prepares to receive the divine presence of a child of God, sent to develop knowledge acquired in past lives, to learn new lessons, and to put into practice what is stored in spiritual memory. Parents must become fully conscious of how to act from conception onward, lovingly supporting the preparation of the physical body the child will use in their incarnational program, so that their spiritual consciousness may awaken fully. The law of incarnation is the divine law by which the absolute love of the Creator, through divine science, offers physical bodies to beings who must return to the material world. Likewise, when a child of God comes as an apostle to help suffering humanity as the pure being who incarnated through the woman called Mary so that, by affinity of absolute love, the Messiah could be born. The Father of absolute love provides each spiritual being sent to earth with a guardian angel who remains beside them throughout their physical life until their return to the spiritual world, one or more spiritual guides according to the studies they must develop, and a being of light responsible for programming their spiritual tasks. This spiritual relationship unfolds naturally when the individual loves the Creator from childhood or becomes conscious of loving Him. In this way, higher help may be received just as the Messiah received spiritual assistance while incarnated in the body of the man Jesus. The mother's vibration determines the spiritual affinity of the being who is to be born. The greater the mother's love, the greater the spiritual elevation of the child to manifest. Through this love, new beings will come, better prepared to continue the doctrine of Jesus. As the Messiah said in Universal Religion 06, others will come, they will hear my voice, and God shall have His kingdom upon the earth. It is in the home that this inspired work of love for our neighbor yet to be born takes place, a fragrance of peace and sweetness produced by the united feeling of mother, father, protectors, guides, and beings of light in the unity of God. Parents must emit love toward God in gratitude for being chosen as instruments for the arrival of a new being. The mother is the center of harmony in the home, radiating vibrations of love. If she becomes conscious of her sacred role, she will help fulfill the commandment, love one another. Humanity has largely remained indifferent to the Messiah's call, often due to material attachments and historical distortions that replaced pure truths with fantasies and fanaticism. Yet the Messiah is present now to continue the divine work begun when He left His body upon the cross, bringing new divine clouds from the Father to give fresh impulse toward the light of love. And now He teaches that this renewed impulse must begin with awareness, love for our neighbor from conception, and building divine progress upon the only foundation, love.